So good afternoon everyone. So in this video we are going to discuss about again the force measurement, and in the force measurement we are going to discuss about unequal arm balance method and platform balance method as well as proving ring method. So these are all the methods we are going to discuss over in this video. First we are going to discuss about the unequal arm balance method. Suppose in the analytical balance method, if you want to measure the weight, okay, so actually it requires for certain weights, okay, the particular weights it will be required, and also the heavier weights we are not going to measure with the help of the this analytical balance method, okay. So to and also it requires more weights, okay. So in this unequal arm balance method, it is used for to measure the heavier weights, okay. So in the unequal arm balance method, already we people are seeing in the normally in the wholesale market over there. So more component, even in the like in the hardwares, there we are seeing about this unequal arm balance method, so to measure the more weight over here, okay. So in this unequal arm balance method, it have two arms. One is called load arm, another one is called it as power arm, okay. So power arm, another one is the load arm, okay. So the load arm is associated with the load, and here the weight is to be force to be measured over here. Then the power arm is associated with the power, and the here the force produce the counterpoising weights required to set the balance equilibrium over here, okay. So in this drawing, so in this drawing the mass m is acts as a power in the beam and exerts the force Fg due to the gravitational. Fg is equal to m into g over here. Fg is equal to m into g, okay. So that is the thing. Then comes into here, it will be going to fix it with the help of the Naivac cube, okay. And also we are going to take the momentum about the point in this point. So while taking the momentum about this point, Ft into A is equal to Fg into B, okay. So while taking the momentum about this particular point, Ft, that is the test force, Ft is equal to Ft into force into perpendicular distance. Ft into A is equal to Fg into B, okay. So this is the scales calculated, okay. Then comes into the unequal arm balance method. So Fta is equal to Fgb. So already we discussed the test force. Ft is equal to Fg by Fg into B by A. So now already we people know that F force is equal to m into g. So m into g into b by a. So constant into b. So mg by a we are taking as a constant to g. So then ft is equal to mt into g. Hence for balance, m1 into g into a is equal to m into g into b, okay. So finally this m1 is equal to m into b by a equal to a into constant into b, okay. So here the arm b may be calibrated to read unknown mass m1 directly if m1 a are fixed, and this forms the basis of counterless weight machine. So normally what happens, once the whatever weight we are going to put over here, so in this here we are going to put the weight, okay, and after putting the weight, so it has some multiplication factor. So with the help of that, suppose multiplication factor will be going to 100 means, so whatever weight we are going to put, 1 kg weight we are going to put, so we are going to multiply by 100, so that we can measure with the help of 100 kg of weights over here, Okay, so same time this is the mass m, which can be used to move over towards this horizontal, towards to the scale. Whenever it will become straight, we are going to stop, so those time the weight will be equal. Okay, so like this way, this unequal imbalance method it will work. So for that, this formula it will be going to help to find the values. Then comes into the next thing is the platform balance or multiple lever system. So while checking about the construction of this multiple lever method, equal balance method, so here it have the one is the fan mount, okay, and another one is the, so ws is the fan made and WP is the voice weight. So whenever the equal and unequal arm balance method, it's not used for the measurement of large measurement. So those times this platform balance method which can be used to measure the large weights over there. Okay, so here the large weights W it can be measured in terms of two smaller weights W1 and W2. Okay, so here the system it will be provided with adjustable counterpoise which is used to get an initial adjustment, and before the unknown load W are to be applied on the platform, the poise weight WP is set to be 0. So before applying the weight over here, we are going to set the WP, it will become 0. Okay, so then we are going to simplify the analysis. So weight W we can replace by the two arbitrary weights like W1 and W2. Okay, so also it is assumed that the poise weight that time WP it will become 0, and then unknown weight WP is applied entirely balanced weight in the weight WS pad. Okay, then after applying this, we are going to find out the where this one momentum about the same particular point over here, so that T into B and WS into A. So T into C it will become W1 into F by DE plus W2H. Okay, so after simplifying these things, we are going to get the final value for here, final value like x is equal to WP by A. Okay, so this is we can say that the relationship between the determination of required scale and divisions of the beef of any poise weight WP. Okay, so that is the thing. So here also the multiplication ratio they will be provided 1000 or 100 means 1000 they given means multiply by the whatever weight we are going to apply over here. Okay, so that if we are going to apply, finally we are getting as the original weight of the particular component. Okay, so this is about the this one. So here the momentum and other things are there. While simplifying, finally we are going to get this particular equation. Okay, this is about the platform balance method. Then comes into the next thing, proving ring. So in the proving ring, it has a circular and a rectangular in shape. Okay, and also the proving ring it has some vibratory reader. This is the vibratory reader, and this is the micrometer wheel. The micrometer scale has to be attached over here. Okay, so normally this proving ring it can be used for in the tensile testing machines. Okay, so there mainly it can be used, and the force will be acted over the proving ring. What happens the force it will be going to act on the this vibratory reader. So the vibratory reader it deflects its position, then with the help of that by micrometer wheel it's going to micrometer wheel it's deflected. So when deflected with the help of this scale, what the deflection it will be takes place from the machine, we will know that. So that means whatever the deflection it will takes place in the, or whatever the force it will be acting on this proving ring, that we will know with the help of this the micrometer reading. So whatever the force force will be acting on the over the proving rings. So once the proving force will be acted over here, the vibrating reader it will be moved over here, so that connected with the micrometer wheel also it's deflects. So where it will be stops, there the micrometer it will be shows the reading, micrometer reading, that we can note down. So from that whatever force it is going to act, we will know. So here force we can going to measure with help of this formula, that is 16 by pi by 2 minus 4 by pi into EI by d cube into y. Already we people know that here E is the Young's modulus, okay. I is the moment of inertia and d is the diameter as well as y is the deflection. Okay, so these are all the things we will know that. So proving rule normally used for force measurement within the range of 1.5 kilonewton to the 1.5 meganewton. The maximum deflection is typically in the order of 1% of the outside diameter of the ring. Okay, this is about the proving. So with that the force measurements get over. Thank you.